Om Sahana Vavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. First topic. Okay, we're on the first topic. And we still have more to say on awareness and consciousness. Really key point in Gurudeva's teachings about meditation. So we start with the review, because some of you weren't here for the previous sessions. The first key concept is that awareness is the witness. And the agamas, the Sanskrit term for awareness, is sakshin, which in Tamil is satchi, just the ordinary word for witness, means awareness. Second key concept is that consciousness is what is being witnessed. So it's like the eye is awareness and what it's seeing is consciousness. So we have two examples. I am witnessing sadness. I is awareness and sadness is the state of consciousness. I am witnessing inner light. I is awareness and inner light is the state of consciousness. Third key concept is that awareness tends to identify with consciousness. I am happy, I am sad. Fourth concept. Through the practice of yoga, we cause a disunion, a separation between awareness and consciousness. Patanjali's Yoga Sutras describes three ways in which they can be separated. So, three ways in which they can be separated. That's the question to you. What are the three ways in which awareness and consciousness can be separated? The first way in which they're separated is when mental activities are restrained. This is generally for a very short period of time, such as a few seconds. So if you're thinking deeply, between thoughts, you're not thinking. That's awareness separated from consciousness. That pause between thoughts, where there's actually nothing going on. Second way in which disunion takes place is in deep meditation, which is the idea of a sustained experience of pure awareness, ideally for at least a few minutes. Third way in the Yoga Sutras is at the time of moksha. This is a permanent separation that cannot be undone, called kaivalya. Fifth concept is that you can command awareness to move to another state of consciousness. For example, from sadness to happiness. The first key in doing that is knowing that you can. Some people don't think they can. I'm sad, nothing I can do about it. Move your awareness to happiness. No way. Can't be done. But it can be done. That's the point. It can be hard sometimes, but it still can be done. Sixth concept is that all states of consciousness always exist, like the districts of a large city that don't go away just because you are not in them at the present moment. Then we learn three shum words, shumif, the perspective of awareness traveling through the mind. Ni'if, individual awareness or perception which differs from vast consciousness. Ni'imf, awareness flowing through the mind, being singularly aware of one area and then another. So that completes our review. Next, we have a question that relates. Lesson 85 in Merging with Shiva states that awareness and energy and willpower are all the same thing. Can you please explain this further? What is your answer to awareness and energy and willpower are all the same thing? It sure doesn't sound like it, right? Gurudeva's quote, "As you dive deeper into this energy, you will find that this great power, your sense of awareness, and your willpower are all one and the same thing." Oh, end of quote. One way to approach this idea is to consider energy, awareness, and willpower as three qualities of the same thing. It's an energy, it has an awareness, and it manifests as willpower. Three qualities of the same thing. Energy. It is the ultimate source of life, being the life of the soul. Uyir Kuyir. University of Madras Tamil Lexicon has the word Uyir, life, soul. Then it has Uyir Kuyir, life of life, soul of the soul. So that is the energy we are talking about. The soul energy. Not the energy that isn't there when the body dies. It's the energy of the soul. It's always there. Can't go away. Willpower, strong determination that allows one to do something difficult. So willpower is a use of life's energy. A few days ago in the daily lesson, Gurudeva stated, your will is your soul in action. Perfect description. Awareness is the intelligence of life's energy. Work with willpower, awareness, and energy as three separate items. First, says Gurudeva, feel awareness and discover what it is. Use willpower and discover what it is. Feel energy and analyze energy and discover what it is. Then separate the three of them in your intellectual mind and experiential pattern. Then after you've gotten that done, you will begin to see inside yourself that the three are one and the same. And it is actually the beautiful, pure intelligence of the immortal soul body, that body of light of you, on its path inward into the last phase of maturity on this planet. This inner body of light has been maturing through many, many different lives. Back to the shum approach to awareness, ni-im, awareness flowing through the mind, being singularly aware of one area and then another. There is a second form of awareness called in shum, i-if. Awareness flowing or traveling from one area of the higher mind to another in the fourth and fifth dimensions. The Tantra of observing awareness as it flows or travels in these two higher dimensions, unless one is totally aware, one is not at all conscious of this happening. One may usually be only conscious of Ni'if and its flow, then in deep meditation of I'if and its flow. It is possible, however, to be simultaneously aware of Y'if and Ni'if, each independent of the other and yet dependent upon each other. Y'if is awareness traveling, flowing constantly in the fifth and fourth dimensions. Unless one is totally aware, one is not at all conscious of that happenings, but is only conscious of Ni'if and its flow, then in deep meditation of Y'if and its flow. There are times when Ni'if changes places with Y'if, and the change is unnoticed until afterwards. This is when one begins to see intuitively that which is in the fourth and fifth dimensions. If then is when we are completely aware in the fifth and fourth dimensions, such as in shum meditation. When the Imp is flowing in daily life, being aware of fifth, fourth, third, and second dimensions, If is flowing in the fifth and fourth independently. This accounts for intuitive flashes. When a meditator works on a shum meditation, the nalif vibration is If, continuing within this area, continuing within the areas and neighboring areas of the meditation, while Ni'imf is totally aware in other areas. When the meditator goes into the meditation, again Ni'imf changes places with If, and a place of seeing deeper into related areas than did occur in the previous meditation. Well, that could probably use a bhasya. Little explanation. Nalif vibration. Nalif means going on in the background. So if you meditate today on a subject, for example, the monk's meditation currently has the part Nalif, Eif, Onif. That's the part of the meditation. Onif is stillness, like a still lake, a sacred still lake. Totally peaceful. So if you go into Onif in this morning's meditation, and then the next day you meditate on it again, it's still there from the previous day. The Eif awareness is holding it. So if you do it the next day, you can find it again. If you do it a year from now, you won't be able to find it. So Eif holds the meditation of Onif. So in other words, it's like foreground, background. When you're in the meditation, Onif is in the foreground, but then when you come out of the meditation, it goes into the background, and you're aware in external consciousness, but it's still there. Because it's still there, it's easy to find the next day. So that's the advantage of meditating on the same subject for an extended period of time. It's always there the next day for you to continue going into it and hopefully deepen it. Oh, that's the idea of Ni'if and I'if. Two types of awareness functioning at the same time, and there's also additional types, but that's beyond today, which is focusing on two. And the character qualities from the workbook. Spirituality. 57th character quality. How would you define spirituality? The workbook gives this definition. Spirituality relates to the spirit or soul of people and includes beliefs about the meaning of life that shape conduct and provide comfort. It is cultivated by scriptural study and personal practice and disciplines. The opposite is materialism. So it relates to the soul, spirituality. Okay, that's the second half of the quote there. And Gurudeva's quotes. The pursuit of direct spiritual or religious experience. Spiritual discipline aimed at union or communion with ultimate reality or God through deep meditation or trance-like contemplation. The soul, in its intelligence, searches for itself, slowly ascending the path that leads to enlightenment and liberation. It is an arduous, delightful journey through the cycles of birth, death, and rebirth, culminating in self-realization, the direct and personal spiritual experience of God, of the self, of truth. This alone, among all things in the cosmos, can bring freedom from the bondages of ignorance and desire. This is the highest realization. And reflection. Take a moment to identify a few ways in which you could improve in spirituality. And our third topic, Yogaswami's words of our master. If you know yourself, you will see that all others are like you. What does that mean to you? What strikes me is that human beings have much more in common than they do that is different. Therefore, when you understand yourself well, you will easily understand most of another person. Not everything, but most, because it's the commonality. See everything you see as Shiva. Do everything you do as Shiva Thondu. Give up this I and mine. What does that mean to you? This is the ideal perspective, and everything we do is one or another form of seva, and everyone and everything is Shiva. Attachments tell on the body and mind, but nothing can affect the Atma. What does that mean to you? What struck me is, for example, the body and the mind age and lose abilities. However, the Atma is not involved in that process, so it doesn't change. In fact, we learn to go deeper and deeper into it, and it's actually, in that sense, improving. Our use of it is improving, even as the body and the mind lose abilities. So, such is contradictions of life. Thank you very much. Om. Om. Om.